They say that good things come in small packages, which in this case, they might be right. Today, we're gonna be installing Killer Bee's upper turbo coolant reservoir on my 2017 Subaru WRX STI. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. My name is Alberto. I post videos about Subaru, but more specifically right now, documenting the process of building my STI all the way up to 800 wheel horsepower. We just finished the latest build where that made a whopping 500 wheel horsepower on the dyno. I talked about that in the previous video, so if you're interested in knowing any of the details of that, please go check that video out. And if you guys like what you see here today, maybe consider subscribing if you think I've earned it. Now with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Beautiful packaging from Killer Bee. As always, I love receiving their packaging just because of the tape they use with the branding. I think it looks really sweet. Now let's go ahead and unbox this thing. Here are the fittings for the reservoir. Now I got the one with the barb fittings. You can also get this unit with the AN fittings, but I chose the barb fittings for now just because it's going to make my life a lot easier. Now, of course, I believe this is going to be the actual reservoir, so we'll put this aside and see if there's anything else in the box, but I think that's going to be it. What do you know? All the way at the very bottom of the box, buried by all the pipsqueaks, is their catalog, but here's just a quick overview of all the products they offer for the WRX, for the STI, and the BRZ here. Very cool, and of course, like I've said already, always love supporting a company that makes good products like Killer Bee. And this thing is nice. It's got the Killer Bee Motorsports branding right here, right where you mount it onto the intake manifold, which we're going to do for now since we're running the stock one. Feels very good, very solid quality. Here are the 4 fittings Killer Bee gives you. So you have one that is silver that goes on the bottommost port here. You have this little baby one that goes on the back right here. This connects to the radiator. And then you have this one that goes right beneath it. And then the biggest one goes to the back of the coolant reservoir. This one should go to your AOS if you're running an AOS with coolant. If not, it goes back to the turbo. So let's go ahead and throw this on. Here she is, ready to go, ready to get thrown onto the STI, looking very beautiful. I love this unit here. Now, I just want to quickly mention, I use 2 wrenches to install the fittings, a 9/16 wrench and a 7/16 wrench. So the 9/16 wrench is going to be used down here, here, and right here. And then the smaller wrench here, the 7/16, is going to be used up here. Now let's go throw her on the car. I always like to start off by removing these 2 hoses that go to the expansion tank from the radiator. These are very easy to remove. Now the clamp that sits on this hose here that runs from the AOS, that one is very difficult to move. So what I like to do is I like to get the clamp, get them in the pliers, squeeze, wiggle it back and forth until it's off the barb, and then I'll go ahead and pull that out. I'll get my plugs ready as well. Now grab your 12mm, unbolt the tank from the intake manifold. So now the tank can freely move and we can gain access to that lower hose down here. Squeeze these clamps, move them out. Now keep this thing upright or else coolant's gonna spill out of it. Just gonna plug it up and then we're good. Now we can install the reservoir the same way we just removed the old one. Now let's reconnect the hoses that go to the radiator here. The smaller hose goes to the top, the lower one goes to the bottom port. What do you guys think? I think it looks awesome, much smaller, and I love that you can finally see my aftermarket fuel rails and injectors on the passenger side. The only thing we have left to do is to bleed the car. Now let's go over that very quickly and then we'll go ahead and start her up and this install is going to be done. So now that we've installed our new coolant reservoir, or for that matter, anytime you lose coolant, you need to bleed the system because you're introducing pockets of air into the coolant jackets and stuff like that. So what you need to do is grab this handy dandy funnel here and we're going to open it up. And there's going to be a bunch of these fittings here. So in the essence of time, I already found the fitting. But essentially, these fittings sit inside of the radiator, the reservoir, whatever the case is, and you're gonna find the one that fits snug, which in this case, it's this one. Then you're gonna grab one of these included radiator caps, the thing that looks like a cap, and you're going to put it over top. It's gonna sit like that, and then you're going to turn it Like that, it's on there. Again, we're gonna put our towel underneath in case we leak any coolant. Now just give me a second while I empty the funnel here. So you'll seat it down just like so. If you see any coolant leaking from here, the reservoir, the radiator, whatever the case is in your application, that means it's not the right size and you probably didn't tighten this cap all the way. The only thing we have left to do is to go start the car and make sure there are no pockets of air in the system. And since we didn't lose any coolant, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very fast. I can already see a couple bubbles right there. Let's go check it out. The heat's on right now. It's blasting on high. I'm gonna walk between the car, checking the gauge for the temperature and the bubbles right there. What I like to do is squeeze the upper radiator hose that goes to the block. That usually gets some of the bubbles out. But like I said, in our case, because we didn't really lose any coolant, there are very, very, very little chance of bubbles coming out from the engine. So I know the car isn't at operating temp yet, but I know for a fact that we didn't lose really any coolant. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the car off and then we can continue with the next step. I like to grab what I call our plunger, put it all the way in, and then you're just gonna carefully pull this thing out. Now we take our coolant jug, we'll go ahead and open it, put the funnel back on top. There we go. Now we have our new Killer Bee coolant expansion tank. I love, love, love how small this thing is. Oh wait, we have one last thing to install and it's the hardest thing we have to do. We gotta install the sticker on the hood and add it to the collection. Thank you guys as always for checking out another video today. And I just wanna quickly say thank you to everybody that has subscribed on the channel. We are almost at 400 subscribers and I do appreciate every single one of you. All the engagement I get across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, I try to reply to everybody. Stay tuned and subscribe for the next video because we're gonna be doing something different. We're gonna be doing our first electrical project on the 2017 STI, so you won't wanna miss out. And if you follow me on TikTok, you probably already know what it is. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next one.